Do you like Wano?
Yes.
Do you not like Wano?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to give you some wise words from one Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It doesn't matter what you think about Wano Country, whether it is good, great, bad, horrible, because at the end of the day, we know that it's not perfect. And personally speaking, in this arc, there are a lot of misses for damn sure. There are certain things in this arc I thought should have existed and or just dropped the ball completely. And here are my biggest misses, the biggest misses in Wano Country. And if you want to, you can let me know your misses in the comment section down below, and I might, keyword here, I might do a video on what you guys think about the biggest misses in Wano Country. Once again, it's simply put what you think Oda should have added to this arc that made a lot of sense to do so, and or where Oda dropped the ball. So, round one. Miss number one. Where is my Naruto action? The Hokage duel was ass. Fukurokuju versus Raizo. Yo, come on. This was bad. Seeing what Raizo could do in Zou with all his nin. Seeing the skills he displayed against Kaido, where at that point in time, literally absorbing the blast breath into a scroll, he became the 6th Yonko. At the time, Luffy 5th, Raizo 6th, confirmed. But never my wildest dreams that I ever imagined that in chapter 1009, the fight that was set up back then would be such a bummer and such a drag. And this is despite the fact that Oda is known for being a creative genius. We do get a little bit of the earlobe crackers versus the clone jutsu in chapter 1022, but then when we cut back and we see the fires everywhere in chapter 1036, all it is a staring contest. That was lame. You have so much potential in the way of the ninpo, in the way of the ninja, and all you have is a staring match? But it's not funny. And even though it does good for Raizo's character, it absolutely sucks. The ninja way was not given a proper send-off in Wano Country. That is big facts. This then cascades to miss number 2. I really had high as hell expectations for the samurai and the ninja and whoever the hell, right? Like the sumo guys and so on, going into Wano Country. As Brooks said, when they first entered the new world in chapter 655, the people of Wano were strong to the point where the Navy dare not breach into their territory. But the wild thing about Wano Country is that none of the enemy samurai and enemy warriors of any caliber, any kind, ninja, sumo, where the hell, none of these enemies were at all strong. Urashima, Orochi's Oniwabanshu, or even the Mimiwarigumi. I had a hope for Hote. Ugh. Oh my God, what was I thinking, yo? I had hope for Hote. HH, hope for Hote, yo, donate to the cause. Because this man's budget on screen was low. It was so minuscule. Oh my God. When Denjiro was napping Kyoshiro and he actually pressed Zoro, I'm like, whoa, okay, all right, okay. When you had Kamazo, whoa, Kamazo's just killer. Well, there's Kyoshiro. Nope.
Wait a minute.
Nope. Kyoshiro is actually a good guy. Hote? Dude, I can't, yo. The enemy samurai of Wano Country were just, ultimately speaking, fodder, chumps, trash. And going into Wano Country, I never thought that was the case. And that, to me, was a big miss. And this actually coincides with miss number 3. We had a lot of hype going to Wano Country, but these powerful samurai, which there were on the good guy side, but nonetheless, the prestige of the samurai of Wano Country globally is quite high. Where again, these swordsmen were so damn good that the Navy couldn't enter casually. So knowing that the samurai were, quote, powerful, I was shocked during and at the end of Wano Country to not get a single mention of Mihawk. Huh? Time out. Hold on. Wait. Time out. Whoa. The individual given the title of the world's greatest swordsman, Dracula Mihawk, not a single time ever visited Wano Country to kind of like test his skills to see actually if he was truly the world's greatest swordsman. Oh, hello? To me, it just sounds a bit weird. And I get it. Heavily isolated, hard to get there. All the man has is literally one chair and a few candles. That's his boat. It's beastly, it's stealthy as all hell, but I guess not enough to actually navigate those turbulent waters of Wano Country. Fair enough. But nothing? Like, let's say even before he became the world's greatest swordsman, 25 years ago, when Odette started doing his dances, a young 18-year-old Mihawk pulled on up, kind of test his skills, see how the samurai were, on this quest of being like the world's greatest swordsman. Nothing? Nothing with Mihawk, even though it's Mihawk and Ryoma, who are the only two characters in the verse that have black blades. There's nothing? That to me was a miss. Miss number 4 stems off of miss number 3. Ryoma, that black blade, right? That is one of the only 2 black blades in the series. Zoro gave it up for Enma. And then he also promised, well, you know what? I also want to see his grave. You do? Well, you scratch my chinny chin, Zoro. You could have fooled me there, sonny. Because boy, as far as I can tell, I didn't see a single panel. A single dude. It could be the case here, where we get a flashback, some of the days in Wano Country that were skipped at the end. And then it's at that point we actually get to see Zoro stand in front of Ryoma's grave, do the whole like prayer, have the candles. Okay, fine. But yo, the odds of the One Piece fans having a high emotional investment in this hypothetical future flashback, I'm willing to bet won't be a large percentage compared to this moment happening in the arc itself. It's like at the end of, let's say, Thriller Bark, we don't get to see Zoro stick the broken sword Yubashiri near the tombstone and give it a send-off. And instead, we get a flashback of this moment when Zoro is with Mihawk in the Muggy Kingdom. There's a very good chance that the fans, including myself's emotional investment, will be nowhere near as high. Zoro not visiting Ryoma's grave is without a doubt a miss. And this, of course, then stems into another miss for potentially end of series Zoro, miss number 5, which is Zoro right now being unable to have 3 supreme grade blades come the end of the series. When a sword turns into a black blade, the sword raises in rank. Zoro has 2 great grade blades that can turn into supreme grade blades when they turn to black blades. Wado Ichimonji and Enma. But there is an ugly duckling among the trio. Wait a minute, just like these Cerberus in Thriller Bark, only 2 of the heads are dogs. The 3rd head is a fox, and the fox doesn't have the same bite. And that, my friends, is the Sonic Katetsu. How? Like I'm Native American over here. How do we not have the Nidai Katetsu? It's the very first thing that caught Zoro's attention after Luffy in the beginning of this arc. The Nidai Katetsu, the thing that begins and ends, Zoro, and not the word that you use with your clansmen on your free time, Zoro. Not N-I-G-G, no, Zoro, not that one. I'm talking about the Nidai Katetsu. This is the main reason why we gotta go back to Wano Country. Every time Zoro gets a new sword, he gets a power-up. His fight against King of the Wildfire would be easier if he had the Nekitetsu. Like literally, it's that simple. No, he doesn't get it. Which, so again, maybe we'll go back to our country in the future. We'll get that sword, and then Zoro will be like ready for Mihawk at that point in time, or maybe like the Gandhi Gorosei dude, whatever. But I want him to have 3 supreme grade blades, all black blades, come the end of the series, and that can't happen if he still has the Sonic Tetsu. That sucks. In my book, that absolutely sucks. I hope that Vegapunk installs a GPS into Zoro's brain and he goes back to Wano country and gets that sword. And maybe, not even for him, give it to Brook. I don't care. As long, I know I do care, but as long as the Nekitetsu is somewhere in Zoro's vicinity, I'm happy. I'm happy. Starting from that point is actually Brook. How in the name of Stevie Wonder do we not get the most obvious fight choice, the obvious matchup in One Piece history? Brook versus Apu. Dog, Oda. I was ready to see musical talent and knowledge that would even make the most prodigious Juilliard alumni hang their head with shame. The musical abilities that Brook has to actually attack the soul. And then you have Apu's abilities of the drums, the cymbals, and then let's say Brook trying to match the frequency of Apu's sound waves with his own sound waves. And then we're countering sound waves. And then we're jamming out. And then the way the anime, imagine the way the anime could have actually played the whole thing out. Like No Cap create some crazy old school Jay-Z Linkin Park battle theme in the midst of the, no, I'm so mad. Oh my God, I need a break. I can't. But this to me would have been gold, pure gold. But instead what we get, Apu runs around with a bunch of number giants. And then Brook assists Robin and then beats a number giant and a few henchmen. What? Brook actually doesn't get a solid fight in this whole arc. What? The Battle of the Bars. Miss number 6. Deserved. Absolutely deserved. And what's also deserved for this video for damn sure is if you click on the like button, baby. Woohoo! If you enjoy your boy's content, subscribe to the channel and click on that bell to join the notification squad. And right now, let's hop into round 2. Now, miss number 7 here. Another person who, just like Brook, didn't get much love in the 1v1 fight department in this arc among the Straw Hats was Usopp. Yes, he does do some good work here or there with Nami and Tama. He does actually fire the Kibidango into the gifters' mouths, but not a lot of focus on that at all. There's no real actual focus on, let's say, him doing any observation hockey skills that have not been fleshed out from Dressrosa yet, which is kind of crazy because Von Olga is on the horizon. Number 2, I think ultimately Usopp didn't get that much in Wano Country because he's gonna get so much in Elbaf. It's gonna be disgusting. In chapter 1066, Usopp just says the words Elbaf. Okay, we're ready. Everything we're getting now, arguably, is prep for Elbaf. And then Elbaf is gonna be prep for, let's say, the final war, and then blah, blah, yada, yada. So the whole point here is that Elbaf should be it's gotta be, I think, a major arc. And that's when Usopp is going to shine the brightest he ever has in the entire damn story, for damn sure. So once again, Usopp has appropriate build up for Elbaf, so I'm cool with that. But miss number 8 actually stems off someone getting built up for a situation involving a Yonko that when push came to shove, they completely went in the opposite direction. I'm looking at you, Eustace Captain Kid. Yeah, I got lazy eye, but I'm looking at you, sir. 2 eyes focused on you, kid. Yo. He was the first person to fight against Kaido after Kaido dropped 10K. This man fell 10K. And Kid and company were there in chapter 795. And then got locked up in chapter 824. Eustace Captain Kido. And then Killer has to serve Orochi, eats a smile devil fruit, defunct. Like a hyena for life. Even gets subjected to water torture by Queen the Plague in chapter 944. I mean, yo, wow. The setup for Kid and Kaido, I mean, it was there. Before Roof Piece, a lot of folks were so confident in the idea that it would be a Kid and Luffy situation to defeat Kaido, or Kid would actually kill Kaido. And that idea I also did kind of ponder about too. Like, is it possible that Kid can actually kill Kaido, given so much build-up for Kid's character against Kaido? Hey, yo. I'm gonna pull up on Big Mom. Por qué, senor? Por qué? What you mean? Hold on. Have you lost your mind? Your crew has suffered far more at the hands of Kaido, your right-hand man, for life. But because, let's say, you fought against Snacks and you beat Snacks in the past, and then you destroy a few of your ships, yeah, Big Mom. No. I remember Wano Country Udon, Luffy, Kid, split screen. Kaido, I'm gonna get you. Luffy, the real deal, the genuine article. Kid, liar. That was maxed out level 100 cap on Kid's part. Because after Luffy's Kong Gatling in 1002, Kid was kind of feeling different. And I'm not going to deny that Kid's character goes through some sort of like development to actually forego Kaido and lead up to Luffy and go against Big Mom in the process. But man, what a waste of time that was to actually have all that prior buildup, to have Kid run away in the opposite direction. The character development of Kid in that moment does not offset the buildup and the time wasted for Kid to be one of the key individuals to take down Kaido, which clearly he was not. This then circles forward to miss number 9, because in this arc there were not 1, 2 Yonko. Big Mom. Oh, dude, I'm just sweating, yo. I can't. Yo, dude, no. I don't want to. No. Big Mom was an absolute catastrophe of the highest proportions. She was a Chernobyl on this arc. Even though Big Mom in Whole Cake Island, I thought she was master class. Like, that is to date the best arc in the post time skip, easily. But in Wano Country, the clown energy was overwhelming. There is only a single character in that arc that surpasses Big Mom in terms of clown energy. Big Mom was a net positive for the Straw Hats and company, not a net negative. I'll say it again. She was a net boon for Straw Hats and company rather than a net negative. She literally takes out 2 of the Flying 6. OTS active, but come on now, be real. Be real, let alone the debacle that was Olin in Udon. Hoi, saving kids, saving killers, saving Luffy, and blah, blah. This was a travesty. And that, of course, is on the heels of her having amnesia, which, of course, didn't matter on the arc at all, like a lot of folks thought it would. Nope. Then there was Mother Mode. Oh, Mother. The list goes on and on and on. It's really unfortunate. Honest to God, it is. Because Big Mom, I think, is outstanding on Whole Cake Island, but the whole thing in Wano Country, you see what I did there? The whole thing in Wano Country, it's not it. That's in the future. I'm very confident that Big Mom is gonna be a trilogy. Big Mom will wrap everything up in the future in Elbaf. That's what I'm banking on. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm banking on. But what I know some folks were also banking on going into Wano Country was a character that arguably had one of the first, if not the first, involvements with Kaido in the story. And that character is Gecko Moria. This was kind of surprising. in hindsight, at the end of Wano Country, not a single thing involving Gekko Moria, even though going to Wano Country, many folks sternly believe that, yeah, Gekko Moria Wano Country, it's like a must. And those expectations only get elevated when we see the Oden flashback, where we see a young Moria who apparently had legs, which is crazy. Genuine human appendages. In real time, he had so many Hungry Man frozen meals that his blubber consumed his legs. Wow. I don't know. Oda does what Oda will do.
Stupid is, stupid does, sir.
Like, unironically, I'm starting to believe that his body compositions are in some way an outlet for his fetishes.
Oh my.
But, Moria does not pull up in Wano Country. But then also with Moria came the hopes of the Blackbeard Pirates involvement as well, because we saw where he was at, of course, on Full Lead Island because of Abu Salom. So Moria is he's likely dead. And Vasco Shot or a Valo Pizarro or something like that, they have his ability. Likely. However, Gekko Moria not being part of Wano Country, come the end of it all, is pretty surprising. Because again, that past history was there going into Wano Country. And I would say that was a bit of a miss, because I did want more to do something, personally speaking. I really did. Number 11 on the miss list, who was another character a lot of folks had high expectations for, given the previous content before Wano Country, was Drake. X Diaz Drake. Because we know at the end of the pre-time skip, where he is at is actually one of Kaido's favorite islands, that Meadow Mountain Island. And we even see during the cover stories in the post-time skip, Drake deal with Caribou. So Drake, the role that he plays is a lot more minuscule, I think, than what myself or many other One Piece fans believe to be the case going into Wano Country. Like, I would have figured that Drake would have played a much bigger role in Kaido's downfall directly. But of course, post Wano Country, reality had different plans. He betrays the Beast Pirates, so now they're flying 5. He takes out a number giant, tag teams with Zoro to fight against Apu for a shocking amount of time. I'm not gonna lie to you. Apu stocks were high back then. Woohoo! They're like prime Doge. They were really, really high back then. So if you cashed out at that point in time, good for you. That's perfect timing. That's how you time the market. After that, what does Drake really do? Drake just keeps on chasing Apu for most of the arc until he runs into Yamato in chapter 1031. And then at some point, they run into CP0. They have to deal with Guernica and Maha, who are in the process of chasing Robin and Brook. Then Apu and Drake team up against said CP0 guys. Drake loses initially with the number giant, then rebounds at some point, stabs Guernica in the back, gets deaded anyway by Guernica, Blue Scarf, and then ends the arc off laying right next to Hawkins as Hawkins is dying. So Drake was actually quite underwhelming, I think, in Wano Country. Even though, again, going into the arc, he had no reason at all being underwhelming. That is for damn sure. So that, I think, is another miss on Oda's part. But I did spend a lot of time talking about events prior to Wano Country and then how they were executed in Wano Country. Let's flip it around here. Miss number 12. Build up that was done during Wano Country and then how it led to arguably one of the biggest misses in One Piece history at the end stage of Wano Country, post Wano Country. Yamato not joining the Straw Hat crew. That, I know for damn sure, left a sour taste on the mouths of so many One Piece fans. And yeah, obviously, oh, Booba, Melon's sidekick, yeah, I get that. However, whether or not you like her as a character, I think for damn sure you can't deny, because Yamato does not immediately join the Straw Hat crew, a lot of the content that was written out during that arc for Yamato to join the crew is a waste of time. This is, honest to God, and a Zora High moment. Maybe not as bad, but we spend so much time and effort building up and blah, 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 and yada, yada, and the payoff, no. We subvert expectations. And sometimes it's executed well and done very well, but other times, not so damn well. And this is one of those times. We had, again, a lot of time and a lot of character focus in Wano Country for Yamato, one of the few characters to have a close tie to Ace, and a character who kept on saying over and over again that she was going to leave Wano Country and join Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates, always comparing herself to the Chad of Wano, Oden, who when he had the opportunity to actually explore the world, he immediately took it. But no. During the 1 month break this year, it's very, very likely that amongst the content that Ichiro Oda decided to cut, it was Yamato being in the Straw Hat crew, because her being in that crew would require time, panel time, and that would mean a longer story. And Oda, of course, has an envisioned date in mind in the story, but obviously he himself even stated that actually, I have really no idea. So the fact of the matter is that Yamato was a huge, tremendous miss that seemed to be clearly recognized by the vast majority of like One Piece readers, unless you're like a character supporter. So the whole point here is that Yamato is arguably the biggest miss in the entirety of the Wano Country arc. And that's it. That is it for the biggest misses in Wano Country. I lied. Lucky number 13. Kinemon should be dead. Full stop.